What's up everyone? I'm back at it with another video. Today we're gonna do a lower body workout. It's gonna be a beat driven workout, which means basically just follow the beat with every exercise to the best of your abilities. Remember to grab your water and have a good amount of ground space for you to do this exercise, and we'll get into it. Okay, so for the warm-up, we'll start with a march, which is a simple 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we'll get into a side step, and that's also as simple as the name indicates, which is a side step, side step. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For that, you want to have like a wide stance or wide step for that. And then we'll get into a V step, which is a step forward, a second step forward, a step back, and a step back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you want, you could also add in a little half squat when you step forward. And then we'll get into high knees, which for this, we're gonna have a little bit of wider stance than regular, and just bring your knee up in a diagonal manner, twisting your body like this. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And same thing for kickbacks, wide stance, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how the music's gonna overlay with a recording, so just follow the beat best to your abilities, and we'll get into the warm-up. Okay, so we'll just start with a march. March on your right. We're just trying to get those joints warmed up, lubed up, so we can do everything else without worry. If you want, you can add in some arm swings. Okay, and in 3, 2, 1, side step. For this, we're literally just take a step to the side, continuously warming up those joints, warming up your body. Okay, so next we'll get into the V step, which is fairly easy. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want, you can also get down into a half squat if you really want to work out your hams, quads, one or the other. Okay, and we'll get into high knees. Now, if you want, you can add in a torso twist to also warm up your core. Okay, and we'll get into kickbacks. If you want, you could add a little squat. If you want to increase the intensity of the warm-up, but remember it is a warm-up, we got a lot more ahead. Okay, and get back to a march on the left this time. If you want, you can raise your knees a little bit higher. Okay, and we'll get into a side step now. So like the side or kickbacks, we can add a little squat if you want, but it is not necessary. Do it if you want. Okay, and we'll get into a V step now. Okay, and high knees. This time, I want a little bit more twist on the torso. Try to bring those knees up as high as you can. Okay, and kickbacks. Okay, and back to a march on the right. Catch your breath. Okay, and side step. Added some arm swings. Get the upper body slightly warmed up. Okay, and V step. We should be pretty warmed up. Not sweating, but about to start to sweat. And we should be almost done our workout. Okay, high knees. Okay, and we'll get into kickbacks. Okay, and back to a jog or a march. Okay, keep that march up. Okay, one more time. We're gonna get into it with a side step. Okay, and get into a V step. Okay, and high knees. Okay, and kickbacks. And back to a march. Okay, so that was our warm-up. We'll take a quick 60-second rest, and then we'll get into the conditioning phase of our workout. Okay, so getting into the conditioning phase, we're gonna start with the squat, then side step, V step, high knees, then squat, lunge motion. So we'll start off, just do a squat. Okay, and we're gonna get into a side step. So now. Okay, and a V step. Okay, and we'll get into the lunge squat. So lunge, squat, lunge, or squat, lunge, squat, lunge, squat, lunge, squat, lunge. Okay, I'm back to a squat. Okay, and side step. Okay, if you need to, you can always use this middle portion as a dynamic rest. Just keep moving and try to catch your breath before getting into the lunge squat. Okay, and we're gonna get into a V-step. Okay, and high knees. Okay, and squat lunge. Okay, I get into a squat. Okay, and side step. Okay, and we're gonna get into a V-step. Okay, and high knees. Okay, and squat lunge. Okay, get back to a march now. We're just gonna take a quick little bit and get into our rest. Okay, if you need to grab water, this would be the time to do it. Try to have a active rest. Keep on moving. We don't want you to get cold while you're drinking water. Okay, so we got through about half of a workout. Hope you're ready for the next half. And for this, it's gonna be a little bit easier in some ways. So we'll start off with march, then high knees, then we'll do a front lunge, then a side lunge, and switch front lunge and side lunge. Then we'll do some calf raises. You can do this either with both feet and raising up and going down, or if you have the balance capabilities, you could also do one leg and one leg. So that's all up to you. And then we'll finish it off with lunge pulses, which is gonna be a half lunge and then just up and down. And then we'll switch and do the same thing on both sides. And that will be our conditioning phase, and we'll get into our cool down and stretching after that. Okay, so we'll start with a march. So on the right. Okay, at this point your heart should really be pumping, should be sweating, and feeling good about it. Okay, and we're gonna get into high knees right now. Okay, and we're gonna get into the lunges and lunge, front, side, then other side, front and side, and switch. Make sure you don't trip on yourself. You might be really tired. If you need to, you can always slow down and take it at your own pace. We don't want you to get hurt or anything. Okay, and we're gonna get into a calf raise now. If you can, just hold it for a second and come down slowly. Okay, and we're gonna get into lunge pulses now. Just keep that pace. Try to follow the beat for this exercise. And keep that pulse going. Okay, and switch. Okay, and get back to a march. Okay, remember to take it at your pace if you are getting tired. If I didn't mention that before. Okay, and we're about to get into high knees right about now. Okay, and lunges. Okay, and calf raises. This is a great time to catch your breath if you need to. Taking those deep breaths in and out. Okay, and we'll get into the lunge pulses about now. If you need to, you can put your hand on your front knee to make it slightly easier too. But if not, do hands free and switch. Okay, and march. Okay, and high knees. Okay, and lunges. Okay, and calf raises. Okay, and lunge pulses. Okay, we're almost done. So remember to keep low and try to burn any extra energy you might have, which you probably shouldn't at this point. Okay, and switch. Okay, and march. Okay, catch your breath. That was our conditioning phase. You can grab some water, take a rest, and then we'll get into the cool down. We're getting into the cool down phase now, so we'll just start off with a light jog. Just you can jog on the spot, or if you want, you could also just march. That's what we've been doing throughout this workout, so you can just keep it simple. You don't have to go too intense for this at all. Just want you to keep on moving those legs and get that heart rate down. Okay, so in about 5 seconds we'll get into a side step. Okay, and side step. Again, keeping it low intensity. You could also just march or jog if you want. The side step is just so we have a little variation and we're not jogging for 5 minutes on the spot. Okay, so in about 5 seconds, again, we'll get into a V step. Okay, and V step. You don't need to squat down for this round. Guys, it's a cool down as I mentioned before. Okay, and in about 5 seconds, we'll get into a march again. Okay, and march. If you want a little variation in your march, you could widen your stance or just keep it regular. Okay, and a side step. Okay, and V step. Okay, and back to a march. Remember to get those deep breaths. Okay, and side step. Okay, and V step. Okay, and you can get back into a march. So we're about to start our final rest. Grab some water, catch your breath if you need to, and then we'll get into the stretching portion of the workout. So getting into our stretching phase now, we'll start with lawnmowers, which is just sticking your leg out about half a step, keeping it straight, keeping the front leg straight and the back leg slightly bent, and bending down with your back straight in the neutral position. And you just want to bend down and mow the lawn, and then switch, mow the lawn. If you have enough space, you could take a step and then switch and take a step forward. If not, just switch on the spot. Okay, so just getting started. Okay, so for our next stretch, we're gonna do some knee grabs. So for this, we're just gonna bring your one knee forward. Woo! I pulled a muscle. Yeah, you don't want to pull your foot muscle. That shit hurts. But for our next exercise, we're gonna do a knee grab. So you basically want to just lift your foot or knee and hug it. If you need, you could either just hold on to a wall and grab it with one hand, or hold on to both and just lean against the wall. Okay, and we'll hold this for about 5 more seconds. Okay, and switch. Okay, now for our next stretch, we're just gonna open up those hips and do hip rotators, going inwards and then out, in and out, and switch to out to in. Just try to bring those knees up as high as you can. Okay, and for our next stretch, we're gonna do some lunges. For this, we're gonna go all the way down, keep a slightly longer stance than what you did for the exercise and conditioning phases, and just go down and push your hips forward. If you need to, you could keep your hands on your knees or on your hips and just push them forward. Make sure your knee doesn't go past your foot in the front. And you can switch. Okay, and go down and push forward and hold that position. If you need to, you can add a little bounce to get a little deeper stretch. Okay, and you can release, and we'll get into static stretching. So for the static stretches, we're just gonna start with a simple toe touch. So keep your legs straight, back straight, and go reach down to your toes. If you want to force yourself down a little bit, you could always grab onto your calves or the back of your knees and pull yourself down, or you could just reach on your own if that's all you can do. Okay, we'll hold this for about 5 more seconds and then we'll get into our next stretch, which is gonna be just a quad stretch. We're gonna go on one leg and pull that leg up as far as you can. If you need to, you can always grab onto a wall to keep balance. Okay, and switch. Okay, we'll hold this for a little while longer. And you can release. Next we'll do a wall calf stretch. So on a open piece of wall, I just want you to put your foot against it and keep that front leg straight and push your hips forward, stretching the calf muscles. Okay, and we'll switch to the other side. Okay, you can release, and we'll get into our last stretch. So for our last stretch, we're gonna do a hurdler stretch. So I want one leg bent inward like this and the other one just straight out, and reach for the foot that's straight out. Okay, remember to keep that back straight and just reach and hold. If you can't touch your toes, you can just go as far as you need or you can and just hold that position. Okay, Yeah, we'll hold this for a little while longer. Okay, and switch. Okay, I'm gonna add in one more stretch just because I like doing it, which is a squatted butterfly. So I just want you to get into like as much of a seated position as you can and just push against your knees with your elbows or hands. If you can't do it this way, you could also sit down, bring your feet in, and push your knees downward. And if you want a little bit more of a stretch, you could also pulse the movement and try to get a little bit more of a stretch out of each repetition. Okay, you can release. I hope you guys enjoyed that workout. If you want more, like and subscribe, and comment down below what you want to see. I'm gonna be posting weekly uploads of these 45-minute or hopefully 45-minute workouts, so look out for them.